Hello everyone and welcome to Art Chat. I'm Marge Lee and today we are in the Overlook Gallery of Tribute Art Center to talk about Out of Africa. We have four of the artists with us here today, so let's get started by talking with one of them. We have Sandy Ehlers with us. Hi,
Hello,
Sandy.
Margie.
Welcome to Art Chat.
Thank you. This is a beautiful show.
This is a wonderful way to begin it.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Now we're in front of your very stunning work. I hardly know where to begin. First of all, it says Giclée, and there's a larger version of this.
About
correct?
twice as big
Okay.
and twice as heavy.
Tell us what we're looking at here. What's the story being told?
This was a picture I did of the spirit of the Maasai and the mothers. The mothers are very young.
Okay.
12, 13, 14.
Okay, so we have a mother here.
This was an older mother.
Now explain the figure that we have here on the left of it.
I just made him up.
Okay.
He's the spirit of the Maasai energy.
Uh-huh.
See how I just brought him out of the tree?
Out of the tree.
Right. And this is, of course, the Mar River, which is muddy, it's brown. So this is the lovely thing about being an artist. You can turn anything into paradise if you want to. I have a little bit of a soul here. But it was just something I was inspired to do. I love the colors. I really do love the colors. And I tossed some water lilies in.
Yeah, well, it works. Before we leave this, talk about the children. They're all facing different directions, and why is that?
East, west, north, and south, because of the encroaching population onto the Masai Mara.
So a lot of symbolism going on.
A lot of symbolism going on.
Yes.
All the Aboriginal people in our world are endangered.
Are endangered.
Right. So
This is a wonderful way to start the exhibition Out of Africa, which is about Karen Blixen, who wrote that book.
yes, yes.
But let's go talk about one more of your works, the wonderful large floral. Sandy, what a stunning work, but why are we seeing pictures of flowers in Out of Africa?
And Out of Africa.
I don't get it.
Well, if you know the story of Out of Africa, Karen Blixen went there in 1913, and she returned to Denmark in 31, so she was there 18 years. She had a lover. She went there married to a Scandinavian, a man from Denmark, and she always would have flower arrangements whenever he came. He loved flowers. He was from a titled family in England that had remarkable gardens.
Okay.
And what he was trying to do was bring some of those flowers into Africa. So whenever she would go up to Denmark, then she would bring bulbs and things from Denmark. She'd stop to see his family, pick up roses and things like that, the more English garden. And this is one of her bouquets. And this was one of the ones I loved because the Queen Anne's lace, the honeysuckle, and of course these were primarily Danish and some English flowers. I always admired the fact that so many of the beautiful flowers that you see in Kenya are flowers from England and Denmark, and now they've just spread all over the country.
And she did these very exuberant floral arrangements. I've seen photographs of them.
Marvelous, marvelous. She was an artist. That's what she always wanted to be. And so she photographed the flowers because she wanted to be able to paint them.
Well, thank you for lending this to us. Now we're going to talk to another artist in this show, Karen Meredith, who also is doing flower arranging pictures for the show. So let's talk to Karen now. Karen Meredith, wow. This is a stunning work. Talk a little bit about it. What are we looking at? What kind of flowers?
Thank you. Well, we're looking at sunflowers, obviously. And when I paint, I usually paint from life. And so this was a setup that included a vase that's usually on my dining room table.
Is it silver? Is it a silver?
No, it's actually porcelain.
Porcelain?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I just pull together things that I thought would go to work in terms of color and shape and design, and I enjoyed painting it.
And you do it so beautifully. We have another work here, another example, very impressionistic style that you're using. I love the use of color, a true still life here. Anything in particular about this painting that you recall when you were painting it that comes to mind?
The picture was a gift from my husband.
Oh, that's nice.
And I do like blue and white, so that's in a lot of my paintings. Daisies were my mother's favorite flower,
Oh,
so it has
nice.
certain meaning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go look at another work that I'd like to talk about because that has a special story to it as well.
Right.
So let's
Okay.
take a look at that.
Okay.
It's right over here. Talk about this and what the meaning is of this.
Well, this was a Marge idea. You suggested that I might find one of her arrangements on the internet, and I was able to find the cover of a book, and that is what I used, a very small picture that I tried to make it represent one of her floral arrangements. And you actually asked the question at the end was, it's the same as in the photograph, was she intentionally covering up the portrait in the back?
Yeah. And I guess we'll never
Only
know.
she will know. Only she
Only
knows.
she will know if there's a hidden meaning to that.
That's right.
But it's very intriguing to think about that. Karen, thank you so much for sharing your work in this exhibition. We really appreciate it.
And thank you for your inspiration and all the work you did on it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And now I think I hear wild animals calling. Let's go talk to Bob Kaplan. Bob Kaplan, what a fun work. Tell us
Thank
what
you.
we're looking at here.
Well, you're looking at a leopard resting in the tree. That seems to be a very favored position by leopards. I've seen a lot of pictures, and you're looking at 3 meerkats and a bird called a red-billed blue African hornbill.
Okay, and here's a little meerkats.
Right.
Now, what made you decide to put a meerkat in? Because that animal is not as well known to me.
I've seen a lot of pictures of them and watched them on the Animal Planet. I just thought they were cute.
They are cute.
And, you know, there's limited space, so I wanted some smaller animals that had some sort of appeal. And as far as the bird goes, I wanted an African bird, so I looked that up.
Look
and
that up.
That guy stood out.
Now, this is one of 2 works in the exhibition.
That's correct.
Let's go look at the second work now.
Okay.
Well, I recognize the hippos, but what is this character back here?
He's called a pangolin. It's a type of anteater that has scales rather than fur. I would bet that there's probably some residual fur if you had a real one to look at, but
Well, he's great fun. Isn't that the only mammal with scales, in fact?
supposedly, yeah.
Talk about the tree.
The tree is a baobab tree. They actually occur in Africa, and I think they occur in Southeast Asia too.
Interesting. Now, have you been to Africa yourself?
I have not. I've been to every continent except Australia and Africa.
Are you planning a trip to Africa anytime soon?
No, I'm not.
You're just going to do it with your clay.
Right.
Right. Well, it's a charming work. I know people will enjoy seeing it, and I know you enjoy making them, so thank you for sharing these works
Sure.
with us. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
And now I think I hear the rumble of even more wild animals. Let's talk to Gerald Langberg. Gerald Langberg, boy, what a display you have provided for us here.
Well, thank you.
We're going to start with this fellow. Tell us a little bit about him.
This is a fish eagle, probably not too dissimilar from the American bald eagle, also to the osprey. It is it's a fishing bird.
As we well can see.
Yeah, you can see that little guy. He's not very happy. He got caught. But anyway, this was taken in Botswana several years ago, and we were in a very small boat, about a 20-foot skiff, and kept watching this fish eagle. It kept swooping down, into the water and grabbing a fish, and I reached into my bag, my camera bag, and I got the longest lens I could and had it stabilized on the gunnels of the boat. And I always tell people, it's much better to be lucky than good. So in this particular case, that worked out. So that's my mantra, much better to be lucky than good.
Well, talking about being lucky, let's talk about this guy.
Well, this crocodile over here is not anything I like to brag about any longer, because I call this my very stupid picture. We were again in Botswana, and I was laying down on a little skiff, and I just crawled quietly up to the front of the boat until I was just about parallel to his face. And there he is.
This guy is fun. I like seeing the little spider who's about to meet his demise there.
Well, again, what do I say? Better to be lucky than good?
Yes.
I was in that little boat that day, and a violet roller is something I have been after for about 12 years, since I've been going to all over sub-Saharan Africa. These guys know when you're going to press the trigger and fly off. And I never really got a good picture of one. I do have one of the wings out, which is very colorful. This guy landed on this little post where the boat was, and I'm watching him, and I'm seeing he's looking around, and I got him just before he had lunch. That's the name of that bug, by the way, lunch.
This, I think, is so stunning. You can see
Thank you.
it, everyone, from the atrium. So when you come in, take a look up. Seems like you're awfully close to this guy.
Again, I use very long telephoto lenses, and I was probably maybe, say, 20 feet from that lion. And, a very fine photographer in heaven was guiding me and put the correct shadowing on his right eye, and it just came out.
Yeah.
And again, better to be lucky than good, my mantra.
I'll tell you. Charming, endearing, mom
Baboons.
and baby.
One of the things I like to do is, if and when you come see the visit, you'll notice I like to get mommies and babies together. And this is a quintessential mommy and baby, but you see this all over. There's several other pictures where I have mommies and babies, and I love the babies.
Well, it shows that you love all the animals. This is just the perfect elephant.
This elephant has lived for probably about 65 years. You'll notice that the tusks touch the ground.
All of these photos.
Thank you.
The animals are so beautiful. And tell me about the pink. What's with the eyes here?
This is called an eagle owl, and he has sort of like a pinkish tinge, if you will, to his feathers.
You're right. He does. Sort of.
And-
I can see it.
And the blue here, and that's another color, but those eyebrows, again, that's one of those shots, just in a lifetime came along.
Well, and talk about lifetime shots. Gerald, my goodness, it looks like they were charging right at you.
They
Talk
actually
about
were.
this.
They were. Thank goodness, and I really mean this, I was with a very competent guide. And all I did was just stand there, and you could see the dust and the noise, and the ground was shaking. And when they stopped, I noticed I had a problem with my heart. That's when I knew I got scared. And I'm going, yep, there's that stupid issue coming up again.
Well, we're so glad you had those moments, Gerald, because it's a wonderful exhibition.
It is, it really, I have to just maybe say to the people in the audience, these brothers and sisters all around here, and they deserve to be protected and need our help more than anything. And if I can leave that message with the people who see these photos, that's the message I'd like to leave.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing them with us.
You're welcome.
And thanks to all of you for joining us on this art chat. Now, we want you to be like the rhinos and charge in here. See Out of Africa. It is a wonderful exhibition. We'll see you again soon here at Tribby Art Center. Bye-bye.